You made several important commitments. For instance, you told Senator Coons there will be no politicization at the FBI. There'll be no retributive actions taken by any FBI should I be confirmed as FBI director. So let me ask you very specifically, did you ever take any action to terminate or discipline an FBI agent or employee in whole or in part as retribution for being part of an investigation of Donald Trump or January 6th?
No.
This back and forth between Kash Patel and Adam Schiff wasn't just a routine confirmation follow-up. It was a pressure test, a credibility test, and honestly, a transparency test, and Patel did not pass it cleanly.
You also committed, you assured Senator Blumenthal, all FBI employees will be protected against political retribution. So you're testifying today that you played no role in the firing of even a single FBI agent for political retribution.
None for political retribution.
And if any FBI agent said you did, they would be lying. Is that your testimony?
I'm only speaking to my actions. Everybody is allowed to make their allegations.
Oh, no, these are allegations against you.
And
so, Mr. Patel, if FBI, senior FBI agents or employees said that you were firing them for political retribution reasons because of the cases they were assigned, you're saying they would be lying. Is that
anyone that was terminated at the FBI was done so for failing to meet the standards, uphold their constitutional oath, and effectuate the mission.
Well, by meet the standards, are you talking about meet the standards of protecting the president under any circumstance?
No.
You also guaranteed Senator Blumenthal that every FBI employee will be held to the same, absolute same standard. No one will be terminated for case assignments. Are you testifying today that you never terminated anyone at the FBI in whole or in part because of a prior case assignment?
No one at the FBI is terminated for case assignments alone.
Well, I'm asking about you, Mr. Patel. Did you, in whole or in part, terminate anyone at the FBI because they worked on the Trump investigation or because they worked on January 6th?
No one at the FBI has been terminated for case assignments alone.
Okay, you're saying alone. Does that mean they were terminated in part because they were assigned to a January 6th case or assigned to the Mar-a-Lago case? You're being very precise here, Mr. Patel. You're saying alone. That means they were fired in part because they were assigned those cases. Is that your testimony?
Absolutely not. But if you want to keep putting words in my mouth,
then let
ahead.
me ask you, let's strip away the word alone. Did you terminate or participate in any discipline of any FBI employee in whole or in part because of their work on an investigation of Donald Trump or January 6th? Yes or no?
Any terminations at the FBI by employees?
No, I'm asking you a very specific question.
And I'm going to answer the question, but you don't like the answer because it's the truth and it guts
want
your
an answer to my
narrative.
question. I don't want an answer to someone else's question. So let me just be precise, and I ask for a yes or no answer. Did you ever terminate or discipline an FBI employee in whole or in part because they had been assigned or worked on an investigation of Donald Trump or January 6th?
FBI
yes or no?
employees are only terminated
yes
if
or
they
no,
fail
Mr.
to
Patel?
uphold their oaths of
yes
office
or no?
and duty.
You're not
at
answering
the
my
FBI
question.
I don't have to answer your question yes or no because you're setting up a trap so you can have a media narrative.
I'm not setting up a trap.
And I'm not giving it to you.
Unless it's true that you fired people.
People have been terminated at the FBI who failed to uphold the standards that the FBI requires them to uphold.
Did you tell anyone at the FBI that all FBI employees who they identified who had worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs? Did you tell that to someone at the FBI?
Say that I would remove people for case assignments?
That people that were identified as having worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs. Did you tell that to someone at the FBI?
People are not removed for case assignments.
Just answer my question. Did you tell that to someone?
People are not removed for case
No,
assignments.
you're not answering my question.
And I would
Mr.
never
Patel,
tell anyone.
Did you tell someone at the FBI that FBI employees identified as having worked on cases against President Trump would be removed from their jobs? Yes or no? Did you tell someone that?
I would never tell anyone at the FBI that they're being removed for basically their case assignments.
Okay, so anyone who said that would be lying. Is that your testimony?
Anyone can say whatever they want.
No, I know, but you're saying they were a liar.
I'm telling you what I said.
Because this is in the complaint against you, Mr. Patel. So you're saying Mr. Driscoll and others are liars.
I'm not going to address the complaint in the ongoing
Okay, well then let me ask
litigation.
you, have you ever told anyone at the FBI that the FBI tried to put the president in jail and he hasn't forgotten it, and that your job depended on the removal of agents who worked on cases against the president?
No.
Did you ever tell anyone that?
No.
Okay. Did you ever tell anyone that you knew these summary firings you were undertaking were illegal, likely illegal, and that you would be sued and later deposed? Did you ever tell anyone that?
No firings at the FBI or terminations were done for anything other than justified
Did you ever
cause.
tell anyone that, Mr.
No,
Patel? Why don't you
no
answer my question?
terminations at the FBI were ever done in my tenure for anything other than failing
Did you ever
to
tell
uphold
anyone
their
that,
oath of
Mr.
the
Patel? You willing to
office
answer
or
the
their-
question?
The FBI.
I guess
I
you're
have
not willing to
answered
answer the
it.
question.
What we're watching here isn't just a tense hearing clip or a viral back and forth that'll get passed around on social media for a day or two. This is one of those moments that quietly defines whether institutions still mean what we say they mean. Whether words like independence, oversight, and rule of law are real principles, or just talking points that get discarded the second they become inconvenient. Because here's the thing, Adam Schiff didn't come into this exchange trying to embarrass Kash Patel. He didn't insult him. He didn't speculate. He didn't accuse him outright. All he did was take Patel's own prior commitments and ask him to stand behind them, clearly, directly, and without rhetorical fog. And that's where everything broke down. When someone who wants power over a massive federal law enforcement agency cannot bring themselves to say yes or no to a narrowly framed question about political retaliation, that should stop people in their tracks. Not because it proves wrongdoing on its own, but because it reveals a mindset. A mindset where accountability is treated as optional, where oversight is framed as hostility, where the public's right to know is treated like a nuisance. This is how trust erodes, not all at once, not with a dramatic confession or a smoking gun, but slowly through evasions, through half-answers, through the normalization of refusing to engage with basic factual questions. And what makes this moment especially unsettling is how familiar it feels. We've lived through years where institutions were pressured to bend, where loyalty was valued over law, and where anyone involved in investigations was painted as suspect simply for doing their job. This exchange echoes that era in a quieter but more dangerous way, because it's happening under oath, in a setting designed to prevent exactly this kind of ambiguity. The FBI's credibility does not belong to any one administration or political movement. It belongs to the public. And every time a leader refuses to clearly state whether investigators were punished for politically sensitive work, that credibility takes a hit. That's why Schiff kept pushing. That's why he wouldn't let the word alone become a shield. That's why he kept narrowing the question until there was nowhere left to hide except silence and deflection. And look at how Patel ultimately framed it, not as a duty to answer, but as a trap to avoid. Not as accountability, but as narrative warfare. That framing should worry anyone who believes public servants answer to the people, not the other way around. Because once officials start deciding which questions are legitimate and which ones they can dismiss as unfair, the entire system starts to tilt. Oversight becomes performative, testimony becomes scripted, and truth becomes something negotiable. This isn't about personalities. It's not about whether you like Schiff or distrust him. It's about whether we're comfortable with powerful figures refusing to give straight answers when the stakes involve political retaliation and the integrity of law enforcement. And here's the uncomfortable reality. Moments like this are exactly how democratic norms weaken, not through dramatic collapses, but through repeated small failures to be honest when honesty matters most. So when people brush this off as just another heated exchange, they're missing the point. This wasn't noise. This was signal. It was a signal that we still need people in these rooms who are willing to ask uncomfortable questions, even when the answers are inconvenient. And it was also a signal that some nominees would rather fight the question than answer it. That tension between oversight and evasion is where the real story lives. And it's on all of us to pay attention, Because these hearings don't just decide who gets confirmed. They reveal what kind of system we're quietly agreeing to tolerate. If transparency only exists when it's easy, then it doesn't really exist at all. So take a moment, sit with this exchange, and ask yourself what kind of accountability you expect from people entrusted with immense power. Because once standards slip here, they don't magically reappear somewhere else. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more long-form commentary like this, and drop your thoughts below, especially if you think this kind of oversight still matters. These conversations don't end when the hearing room empties. They start there.